Hey, welcome back to the garden. We are in full fall swing. All the colors are changing, the beautiful sugar maples behind me. And it's finally time to start planting out our bulbs. Now, we're having an unusual year because it is November 2nd, 3rd, I don't remember what day it is at this point, but we have not had a frost yet, and generally we have it at the beginning of October. So the days are still in the 50, which makes it perfect for me to get out here and get bulbs planted in the ground. So today's video is sponsored by Flowerbulb.eu, and this is in conjunction with the European Union to get more information out there about fall bulbs and all the other bulbs that are available on the market. So you can head over to their website and see that there is a ton of information, whether you're looking for style ideas, general information on how to plant bulbs, planting bulbs in containers, and all the information behind each type of bulb there is on the market. But today I'm going to show you what I ended up with and where I'm going to be putting them, because my goal this year is to cure my winter depression. I'm sure a number of you guys go through the same thing where fall we're extremely tired and we're just kind of ready for the season to be over with. But there's that anticipation for spring to come, and now is the perfect time to get some beautiful, really early blooming plants in the ground. That way, when you're really revving to go and you're just looking for that little bit of color to start coming through, these will hopefully be able to cure that and get us excited and get us out there to view them. So let's go over some of the bulbs that I picked up and talk about where they're going to go. One of the first things that I picked up was the Iris reticulata. This is the Blue Jubilee mix. And these guys literally pop up out of the ground like two little forks. You'll just see them popping up there. And then literally by next day, they're already in bud. And then the following day, they're already blooming. And they're very, very easy to deal with. They like a free draining soil, like most all bulbs do, but they are quick to bloom. A beautiful cheery mix of blue shades, which I really, really enjoy. And they're super easy to take care of, which I probably already stated. But when the flower is done, you'll start seeing this set of really thin leaves come up, and then they pretty much die back almost instantly. So bulb foliage on these is really easy to get rid of, and it has a short window. So I really like planting a bunch of these. Next one on the list is Star of Holland, which is Scylla. Some people will say this is aggressive. Some people will say it's not. I really, really enjoy the blue flowers on this. It is a true blue. Absolutely beautiful. So this Scylla is really good for like a meadow setting. This would also be really cool to use in a bulb lawn if you don't mind waiting to mow, because you know, it takes a little bit of time for your bulb foliage to die back, but by the time they're done blooming, you should be able to cut your lawn just fine. Or in an area that you don't disrupt, maybe like in a shrub border or something like that, where you can let these spread. I just truly enjoy these, and where I'm going to be planting them, I'm not concerned, because that area is designated for annuals year after year. So they're not going to be harmed in any means, because I literally just plant right around in the area and don't even disrupt them. I have also been trying to get my hands on winter aconites, and that was another reason why I ordered so early. Generally, these guys sell out really, really fast because in the name, winter aconite, these guys bloom super, super early. In fact, there could be snow on the ground, and then as soon as it melts back a little bit, you could see this bright, cheery yellow bloom in the above the soil, which is really cool. And these are, again, another really small bulb. Interesting looking little guy there. So I've never planted these before, but I'm really, really excited. I only ordered 100 of them because they actually do naturalize pretty well. And they're, again, foliage is really short-lived on these ones. So they bloom, they'll stay up for like maybe like a couple weeks, and then boom, they're gone. So it doesn't even require you to cut them back, much like tulips or daffodils or hyacinths, which you need to leave for 8 weeks. These guys all so far just disappear relatively quickly. I also am planting crocus, another really early blooming plant that is super, super cheerful. These kind of remind me of tiny tulip bulbs. So these don't require going underground more than just like 2-3 inches to get a bloom out of them. Once the flowers are done, the foliage is only like that much, maybe 3 to 4 inches at max. So they blend very, very well with the rest of your border, and they are not really ugly to look at. So I don't mind these ones hanging around even for a little bit longer. And then I couldn't resist. I wasn't gonna do any more daffodils this year just because I wanted to complete my beds a little bit more. But for where I'm planting them this year, I did pick up a new variety. This one's called Rataplan. Rataplan, Rataplan daffodil. And I only picked up 20 of them, which is a small number, but these are a really early blooming daffodil with an orange center in them and a white petal on the back. And it just looks so enticing on the website that I just could not resist getting my hands and trying a couple of them. So if I really, really like them, I will mass plant these out, I think next year for sure. But I'm really excited to see these ones come up. And again, because daffodils are a little bit larger, you're gonna have to go 2 times the depth of the bulb. So these will sit about 6 inches below ground. And these ones will need 6 to 8 weeks after their foliage comes up, after they bloom, to die back, or when they start yellowing, you can cut them back then. But I'm gonna tuck these in and around a few perennials that will be able to kind of shade out and hide some of the foliage after they're done blooming at that time. But again, I picked all really early blooming things that I can get their foliage cut back sooner rather than later so the rest of the plants can shine. So that's about the time when I start planting annual. So I couldn't resist not trying a few other things that I have admired in catalogs, and I only bought a few just to see how well I do, and I read up on them thanks to Flowerbulb.eu, is spring larkspur, which is Corydalus solida. It is a pink blooming mauve color Corydalus that blooms in the spring, and then it does loses foliage after spring. So this is a really early bloomer that will bring us some really pretty interest in the more shady sections of our garden. And then next one I'm trying are hardy winter blooming silverleaf cyclamen. I love cyclamen. I've always admired people who have naturalized area, which ants do move the seeds from these guys around and place them in the ground for you, so you'll get more. So this is the silverleaf variety. And then I also picked up a variety called the Christmas tree pattern, which has a mottled pattern on their leaves. And these will bloom in multiple different colors from pinks, purples, and whites. So those are gonna be really interesting to try. And then another plant that I've always seen like when I'm out bike riding or in native like the natural park areas and such is dog's tooth, which is a spotted leafed, kind of like reminiscent of lungwort. It's a purple bloom that hangs kind of down with a little bit of a yellow center and reflex petals. So that one's really cool. And if these do really well, then I'll again bulk up on all of these for next year. So now the question is, where are all these going? Well, most of them are going right up front because we actually are on the move quite a bit during winter. We're in and out for work, and then we're in and out running errands all the time. And like everybody else, we're trying to cure the winter blues, so we go and find things to do. And as we're leaving, right here at the front of our driveway, we have 2 beds that are our greening spots, and I want to put a lot of spring blooming color there to get me excited and to remind me that the good old days of gardening are just right around the corner. So I'm taking all of these bulbs and I'm placing them in a container here, and I'm just mixing them up, and then I'm shoveling back the soil a bit, and then I am just placing bulbs randomly. There's no order to any of this. I just want it as random as possible. That way the color is dispersed throughout the entire area. And then I'm going back and covering them up. So most of these are about 2 to 3 inches below soil, except for the daffodils, which will need to be about 6. So what you saw is I started with those, and then I went in and put in my smaller bulbs around in the top of that area, kind of creating like a lasagna bed method. So this should be a really cheerful mix of colors. We've got blues, we've got purples, yellows, whites. It's just going to be a lot of fun to see all of these come up in succession. Once some of them are done blooming, you know, with mixes, there are some, you know, in and outs of which ones are going to bloom first, which ones are going to come next, and I'm really, really excited about that. So not all of them will be blooming at the same time, but theoretically it should be a good show. Now there is a correct way to plant your bulbs, and I'll show you them here. This is crocus, iris, scilla, and the daffodil. So when it comes to the shade-loving stuff, my main path is right down here, down my woodland walk, as I call it. And I tuck these in and around areas that I'll mostly be able to see them once certain perennials are cut back. That way I have full view of these guys, and then once they're done blooming, the foliage of those perennials can actually cover up the bulb foliage, and I won't have to take care of that part. Now I picked out all my bulbs on my own, but if you're struggling to find a composition that you like or just general information to get you started, check out Flowerbulb.eu for that information. There's endless resource there for you, and it's really exciting to see how excited they are to get people more into bulbs, whether it be spring, fall, or summer bulbs. There is a whole gamut of stuff out there that even I haven't tackled, and I'm thinking about even maybe adding some summer bulbs this coming year. Aside from the common, you know, gladolias and dahlia types, I'm looking for some more interesting type stuff that might bloom into fall, like the crocuses or the naked ladies or eucomis, not eucomis. Well, eucomis, yeah, eucomis is a bulb. Or even foxtail lilies that bloom in the middle of summer. I hear those ones are kind of difficult. I should probably read up on those, but that's what the website's for. All right, guys, thanks for joining me in this video. I hope you are getting out there and curing your winter blues really, really early. Planting bulbs now so that we can all enjoy the bright, cheerful color that these bulbs bring all of us. I'll see you guys in the next video.